Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Ballava Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Ballava Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhari Giri Hari Radhika Man Radha Damodar Giriju Ki Jai Ho Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Mahavandanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Devashe Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. First of all, I'd like to offer my heartfelt Puspanjali to the lotus feet of my Harinam Diksha Guru, our Srila Prabhupada. Second of all, to my Bhajan Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Bhajan Shiksha Guru, I would say Srila Gurudev, and to Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our entire Guru Parampara, to especially Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and his Madhurya Kadambini. But today is the Adivas of Kartik Vrat, right? So especially we offer our heartfelt Puspanjali, begging the mercy of Jayashri Kartik Devi, Shri Brajeshri Shrimati Radhika. This whole month we are dedicating everything to trying to please her, to trying to receive that intense greed to only want to become her maidservant and serve her. That is what Kartik Vrat is about. And Kartik Vrat, as we know, is only a blueprint for how the whole rest of the year should be. It shouldn't just be that we're only doing this during Kartik, but it's a special effort. We get special mercy, and we try and keep as much as we received during Kartik for the whole rest of the year. So during Kartik, we're here in Braj. Now some of you are in Braj in your heart, right? And in your mind, like this. We're very fortunate, we're here in Braj. And the most important aspect of the Braj Mandal Brat is our offering of ourself. Like this. Offering of ourself, our words, our activities, our thoughts, our deep inner moods, everything. We're just desiring to become completely selfless. 100% selfless. We know right now, at least myself, I am not that now, but we're desiring, Sri Guru. We all have our Sri Guru. Maybe a different Sri Guru, but it's all Sri Guru. Coming in the line of Rupa Goswami, we're aspiring Rupa Nuga, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So Sri Guru, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, we're in their family. They are the head of our family. How fortunate are we that we somehow or other want to imbibe their moods as Goswami, as Kinkaris of Srimati Radhika. So we have our external, we're following Upadeshamrita, Mana Shiksha, but we're also following the internal, Utkalika Valeri, Vilap Kushmanjali, like this. And we want to just pray that one day they will empower us to be able to satisfy them. Because we think, yes, I want to satisfy, I want to please my Guru. I want to please Rupa Goswami. I want to please Mahaprabhu. I want to please Srimati Radhika. Can you? Can I? I can't. I try, but I can't. I cannot. With my own teeny, insignificant, power. I'm so small and insignificant. But they are unlimited oceans of compassion and mercy, right? Srimati Radhika is Prema-mayi, Karuna-mayi, Kripa-mayi, Srimati Radhika. Ocean of mercy. And during this Kartik month particularly, she will be overflowing with the desire to give that mercy, to shower that mercy on us. But if we're asking, oh my God, they didn't give me a room with an attached bathroom. Have we wasted our energy? Yes. Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj would talk particularly about that. And because you can see, he himself, in Braj Mandal Parikrama, which is the main activity of Braj, is Braj Mandal Parikrama, going to all the pastime places of Sri Radha and Krishna. This is the main activity. And so, if we are thinking, Srila Gurudev himself, years ago, because I've been going on Parikrama with him since the early 90s. I don't remember the first time. Might have been, I went on Navadvip Parikramā in 1993, I think. Maybe 94. It was, I was still in ISKCON. I'd gone on Parikramā with Srila Prabhupada probably in 75, 76, but he didn't personally go. We went. But Srila Gurudev, he would have a small room. And so Srila Narayan Maharaj, he was so humble in those days and so renounced. He would have a small room. It would be right in the middle of us, wherever we were at. And in his room, he'd have 4 or 5 godbrothers right on the floor, right with him. So his room was completely full of devotees. And they would use the same bathrooms that we used. There was no separate, no special. Yeah. Sometimes we camped out in Kamyavan. And there wasn't even any bathrooms. We had to go out in the jungle. And we bathed in Bimala Kund. Yeah, that was it. But it was so sweet. You know, you really felt like you were entering into the pastime place. You know? It was so amazing, incredible. And before my time, I heard from Uma Didi and other devotees that they were just going around on their bullock carts. There were no buses, no cars, just there on the bullock carts and walking. Yeah, like this. Camping out. So, at least for us, we should not complain about whatever Krishna's offering now. We should very gratefully take whatever he's offering, and we should just pray to become very tolerant. Because as we've learned in our Madhurya Kadambini classes, the most important qualities that Krishna is trying to help us develop, what? Trinadapi sunichena, tarodapi suhisnana, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari, to actually become humble, more humble than a blade of grass, right? More tolerant than a tree, giving all respects to others, not wanting any respect in return. Then no material desires. This is a Haituki Bhakti. So Krishna is what? He's giving a test, isn't he? Okay, I've told you, I've taught you this verse. As Mahaprabhu, I'm teaching you this verse. I'm teaching you the qualifications. Okay, as we know in school, what happens? The teacher gives a lesson, and then, oh, here comes the test. Here comes first the quiz and then the test. Okay, so try this one. Try this one. Yeah. You know, like this. When we first went to Nandagram, years ago, I don't remember, I might have still been in ISKCON, I can't remember. There was actually not much space at all. We had one dharamshala, I think, and there was, the bathrooms were like indescribable. You know, indescribable for us Westerners, you know, indescribable, right? And there were very few. And there was only one big room. So we put up a curtain, and the men were on one side, and the women were on. We were all just like, you know, just jam-packed. You know, we called it Radhakund and Shamakund. Srila Gurudev was so happy. He was so happy that we were willing to do this. You know, and we just went across the street. There was a kund across the street. Yes, I know when I joined ISKCON, way back in 1972. I joined, there was one room for the ladies. One big room, we had 35 ladies. One shower, one toilet, and one sink. And you just lined up, and everybody made it to Mangal Artik at 4:30 on time. Zoom, 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 zoom. Yeah. And all day long we were just engaged in service, and at night we just fell into bed. You know? That was so beautiful, actually. Sometimes I wish that I was on that, you know, like this. It was very, very special, very special. So this Kartik, no matter what our situation is, whether we're here in Braj or whether we're there in South Africa, there in Mexico, wherever we're at, America, Italy, we pray that this mood of selflessness can manifest in our heart completely. This is the thing. Now we're starting. We're trying, right? Trying to give up our separate interests. Trying, and we're praying, please help me. Please let me want to give up my separate interests, right? Please let me want that. And then we want it completely. So we hope at the end of our Kartik Vrat that some intense, not just little desire, because that's better than nothing, but some intense eagerness will come to attain these moods, because this intense selflessness, this intense desire to just serve, and for us it begins with Sri Guru. Sri Guru, Srimati Radhika, the Guru coming from Srimati Radhika. Isn't it? Rupanuga Varg. Our gurus, they're representatives of who? Srimati Radhika and her Pranbalava Krishna. But Krishna is his guru is Srimati Radhika, praying guru. So it's Srimati Radhika. This is who we want, that intense desire to actually manifest, because it's there. It's there as a manifest, unmanifest potential. It's not manifest, isn't it? We know. We're a spirit soul. In our spirit soul, our whole spiritual body is there. The spiritual mind, everything is there. So that great eagerness, all the moods of a kinkari are there, of a manjari are there, already here. Isn't it? And we have Sri Guru. Sri Guru is the one who can rain his mercy, right? Rain his mercy. And why is he doing this? Because Srimati Radhika wants it. So he's coming, bringing that mercy of Srimati Radhika and bringing, because of the desire, she wants us to come back. Krishna wants us to come back. Like this. As we're reading in Madhurya Kadambini, we've come to praying. We've worked, first there was Shraddha, right? Somehow or other, by the mercy of some devotee, it might not even been pure devotee, but on the direction of a pure devotee, Prabhupada. For most of us, Prabhupada and some of his representatives came, right? And somehow or other, by a book, by whatever, we got a little Shraddha. And then by some more mercy, most of us, everyone here, we took initiation from Guru. We started to follow his instructions, right? Make instructions our life and soul. And we maybe even had Shiksha Guru. And then what happened? Bhajan Kriya. We started to do bhajan. And this is what waters our seed, the seed of the seed that we have there. Our original Atma is like here, right? And in that seed, everything is there. So the watering comes by the hearing and the chanting that's empowered by Sri Guru. Because if we're hearing and chanting and not under the guidance of Sri Guru and Sri Vaishnavas, it's not the same. It's not the same. So we need this mercy. Unless, one thing is Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, he explains, and Srila Gurudev explains in his commentary, is, if by chance, very rare, someone is not offensive, they're actually not offensive, then when mercy descends on them, as soon as they start chanting, they get prema. That's the power of the holy name. The power of the holy name. But for most of us who have committed offense, then we have to go through the whole process. From Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anarjana Vritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhav. And in Bhav, so many things are coming. So many transcendental jewels are coming, right? And then finally we've come to Prema. Prema has manifested. And we were talking about last week, in Prema, the material body cannot contain Prema. Why? Why can it not contain Prema? Because the intense heat is described, the heat, that burning heat of separation that comes in Prema. Because Prema has two borders, separation and meeting. Milan and Viraha. And the intense heat that comes from that separation of having direct darshan of Jugal Kishore, Radha and Krishna, the embodiments of the topmost prema, that intense suffering, that intense heat, the material body cannot contain this. And it also cannot contain the intense coolness, the sweet coolness of the meeting. And then, it's described, it cannot contain the mixing of the two, the friction that comes, and all what comes from that, which is, when we have our spiritual body, what happens? Sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, mahabhav, ruda, adiruda, modan, mohan, madanakya mahabhav. The material body cannot contain this. So it's explained what we talked about a little bit last week, is that the material body just goes back to the elements without us even knowing. It will just disappear. In the spiritual body, we become completely, you might say, situated in the spiritual body. The I and mine of the material body. I'm the material body. I'm this. Everything belonging to my mamata. That will go. Ahanta and mamata will just, for the material body, and I am a spirit soul. But not just that. I am a servant of Mahaprabhu. I'm a servant of Rupa Goswami. I am a maid servant of Srimati. This, because that's who we are. That's who our spiritual, that's our ego, our abhiman will be real. That will be the real conception. And it will come naturally, just naturally, like this. How exciting. How exciting. So we should be very eager. You see, that's why we pray for this eagerness to come. Because if not, and we just, go around and around and around for how many lifetimes, just chanting Hare Krishna, kind of, I personally call it American middle class Krishna conscious, where you just kind of, you're very content, with just chanting and kind of going to the Sunday feast and, and Hare Krishna, Hare Bo. You're a devotee, but, probably going to stay in the material world quite a while. And you'll be lucky if you get another human birth. Because it really depends on what you're absorbed in. I just heard a story, not a story, a true happening in connection with Gaur Govinda Maharaj. He said this, that he had one disciple who unfortunately she was a very good disciple, but she was attached to a cow. Cows. She was always petting and everything like this. And then she passed away, and at her, I think it was in Puri, at Swargadwar, I think that's where the bodies are burned. And they had taken her body there, and a cow just came along and started licking her body. Later, some devotees asked Gaur Govinda, what happened to her? They said, unfortunately, she's become a cow in Swarga. She'll have to stay there for 200 years, as a cow there. And she didn't recognize me when I went to see her, because she's a cow. Then she'll get to come back in a devotee family. These are not fairy tales. We have to become serious. And we have to know what it is. It's eagerness, isn't it? That's that intense eagerness. One-pointed. No other desires. So we're praying to the dust of Braj, whether we're here or we're over in America. Please, Vrindavan Dham. Please, Vrindavaneshwari. Please, Brajaraj. All the inhabitants of Braj, Jamuna Devi, Lalita, Vishaka, Giriraj Govardhan, please awaken. See, it's there. Awaken that intense desire that's there actually latent in my heart. It's nothing foreign to me, but it's completely covered. It's not manifest. And when it's not manifest, then we get distracted, isn't it? Unless we have some intense, like something intense happens to us. Like it was very intense for me when my mother and father passed away. They passed away separately. And for a short time I was really, it was just like, serious. But then after a while, Because I wasn't, anyhow, it's a material thing, but I was a devotee at the time, and but still. So now we have to pray, I have to pray, we have to pray that we just become focused on Sri Guru. And that includes our Sri Guru, as of now, all the way up to Prem Guru Srimati Radhika. You see? Like this. And that we make the instructions from Sri Guru our life and soul. I just sent out recently, Prabhupada said, when it comes to friendly talks, there can be argument and this and that. But when it comes to the order of the Guru, no argument. We just carry out the order of Sri Guru. Like this. It's important. We don't take it so seriously. But our Guru has the power, like we've talked about before, to even just place his hand on our head and immediately everything will come. He's coming from Srimati Radhika. Do we really think about the fact that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami, Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami, they have the power to place their hand on our heads and everything can come if they want to do that. Do we remember that? Do we think about that? Are we trying to please them? Are we really thinking about and praying to them, please empower me to please you so that you will want to do that? That's what this Kartik Vrata is about. And also going to the different pastime places and remembering the pastimes. With a desire what? To enter into these pastimes, to serve in the pastimes. Not just to remember them because it sounds really good. And then maybe I can tell other people and they'll like me and I become a good reciter of Bhagavatam or whatever, you know. I'll get so much prestige, you know, because I'm so elevated. No, it's because actually who we really are is a participant in the pastimes. That's who we are. We're a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. And we'll never be happy being out here reading a book or doing this or doing that. We'll never, ever really be completely happy until we attain our spiritual body. And within that spirit, we get fully trained in what we're talking about in this text 5, actually. Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag. So we're qualified to serve in the pastimes. And how do these qualities come? The Sneha, Man, Pranaya. They come by association with the Ragatmika, with the other gopis. We'll actually be taken to the planet where Krishna is having his pastimes. And we'll take birth from the womb of a gopi. And we'll be absorbed in Gopi Bhav, Manjari Gopi Bhav. And then they will train us in Man. If we want to know more about it, when we're qualified, we can read Rupa Goswami's Ujjvala Nilamani. Just gives some indication. But in that book, there's some parts that are talking about how one gopi is training another gopi how to do Man. It's so sweet. Well, you do this, and you do that, and you do this. You know, like that. That's a lot nicer than coming over here and learning how to be, make houses or whatever you have to do, over here. No, we learn all the different arts, the 64 arts, that the gopis know how to make, like this. And then we'll be able to enter into pastimes. But it all begins now with us making the instructions of our Guru our life and soul and chanting Harinam. Particularly, this is the most important. Harinam is the process for Kali Yuga, and trying to chant with quality. It's not just that, okay, it's Kartik now, I'm going to try and chant 3 lakhs. That's good. But really quality is the most important. I'm going to try and chant whatever I can with deep quality, deeply absorbed in the holy name. This is the most important. This is what will bring so much satisfaction to Sri Guru. Like that. He's given us Harinam. He's given us Diksha, right? Chant our mantras deeply absorbed in the mantras. Knowing that Guru mantra, Guru Gayatri is Sri Guru. Gaur mantra, Gaur Gayatri is Gaur. You know? Gopal mantra, Kam Gayatri, this is Jugal Kishore. You know? Deeply, deeply. And when we can't, because I know I can't all the time, then we think, oh, I am so sorry. I'm such a fool. You know? I have now missed that opportunity. It's gone. Because, you know, when your mantras are done, you don't usually just sit there and do them over and over and over again till you get it right. You wait at least till noon or whatever, you know. But we've missed the opportunity to associate with and serve Sri Guru, Gaur, Radha and Krishna. And attain that mercy that they want to give us. They are eager to give us. They are much more eager than we are to accept. We haven't yet become really conscious and realize the uselessness of material existence. We have too much of a habit, isn't it? We're so comfortable. Even though we're so miserable, we're so comfortable in our misery here in the material world, isn't it? And because we know it. It's the known. And that for us still is the unknown. That's why we have to hear the Harikatha. That's why on Vrajmandal Parikrama the Harikatha is the most important. Because you start to hear about the place that we want to go to our home. We don't know our home. So we hear about it and then we think, oh, well, that sounds a lot nicer than living in Chicago or living in Italy or living in, that's a lot more. And that's even selfish. You know, I'll be more happy, but that's the beginning. The real one is, oh, that's where Radha and Krishna is, and I'll be able to serve them. You see, that's a higher consciousness. But at least the beginning is, well, it sounds better than what I've got now, you know? But really, the way we'll be able to go there, the only way, is by becoming selfless. That's why we're being tested now. Shri Guru has given everyone instructions. If nothing else, it's chant Hare Krishna. Everyone's supposed to chant Hare Krishna. Isn't it? That's the universal instruction of Shri Guru. It's coming down from Mahaprabhu, topmost Guru, Krishna as Guru. With the mood of Srimati, chant Hare Krishna. And remember the sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Tell others. So simple. That's actually the essence. Everything else is whatever. But that is the essence. They're simple. Simple. Chant Hare Krishna. Hear Harikatha. Hear the holy name. Remember. Be in Braj, no matter where your body's at, your mind and heart in Braj. So during this Kartik, we pray that we can have an attachment for this. We can have faith in this. We don't just say, oh, yes, yes. You're supposed to come to Vrindavan, you're supposed to do Kartik, you're supposed to do, okay, I'll go do that. And then when I go back, okay, no, we have to. Gurudev once said, which one of you that has come now from the West has bought a one-way ticket? Who had enough faith to buy a one-way ticket? Nobody had. Like this. It's all on faith, isn't it? Like this. In the Jaiva Dharma, in the last part, the Ras Tattva, near the I think it's the second to last chapter or the third, like that. It's called Entering Leela. And there it's amazing. Because we always hear, that Brahma, Narada, Shiva, they have no access. Because it's a fact, as Brahma, Narada, no. Although Brahma did become Barshana, Hill and Barshana, and Shiva became Nandishwar. And with Narada, if you've read this part, if you remember, it's explained in this chapter of Entering Leela, that I think it's Vijay Kumar and his guru, Gopal Guru. He's asking about entering Leela. And Gopal Guru tells Vijay, which do you want to hear, the one from the Goswamis or the one from the ancient sages? He says the ancient sages. So they start quoting from the Sanat Kumar Samhita, the 4 Kumaras. And we all think of them as just boys that were kind of like, in purses like this, but no, actually they were 100% Rasic. And so he starts quoting from the Sanat Kumar Samhita. It's all about Srimati Radhika and Krishna, all about. And so it quotes this one part where it says Sanat Kumar is telling Narada, you just think of yourself as a Kishori Gopi. Just think of yourself like this. You're in the midst of Braj, and your mood is like, you have a Parakiya mood, and you're the maidservant of Srimati Radhika. You never want to enjoy with Krishna separately. Your only interest is to serve Srimati Radhika. And 24 hours a day, you should think of your service like this. This is Manasa Seva. Narada Muni is being told this by Sanat Kumar. And then after that, Vijay asks, or maybe it's Narada asks, so what about Astakalya Leela? And I think it's Sanat Kumar. He says, I don't really know that. You go to Vrinda, she'll tell you. And so therein, Vrinda reveals, in a nutshell, the Astakalya Leela to Narada, who's still meditating, like this. You see? But it's amazing because he's also, who is he? He's Madhu Mangal. He's Narada Muni. Yeah, but of course he's a parikar. He's a parikar. But this is for us. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us. He said, just like Narada Muni, you meditate on yourself as a Braj Kishori. In the midst of Vrindavan, in the midst of the gopis, maidservant of Srimati Radhika. This is our birthright. This is what's come down as, you might say, a family heritage, a family inheritance. And this is what Bhaktivinoda, he's revealed this in so many of his songs. He has Siddhi Lalasa. And Siddhi Lalasa, that's the one where there's 10 songs, and he starts in Navadvip. And he's just begging all the inhabitants for mercy. He's chanting Radhe, Radhe, Krishna, Krishna on the banks of the Ganga. Next song. Born in Barshana, married in Javad, Gopi Bhav. What's next? I think it's Ananga, Vilas Manjari and Ananga Manjari come along and take him off to the forest to learn. And then it goes through Lalita, Radharani, like this, 10 songs. And in the end, he reveals, I am Kamala Manjari. My dress is like this. The mercy we're getting from our family, from the family of Rupa and Sanatan. What mercy! And it's given through Bhaktivinoda Thakur, down through his son, Bhakti Siddhanta, through Srila Prabhupada, through all of Prabhupada's godbrothers and nephews. Now, are we wasting our time? Are we, this treasure? And it's open for everyone. It's not like Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs are private and hidden. They're for everyone. And the same thing in his Navadvip Bhavataranga. In his Navadvip Bhavataranga, again, he's revealing, I am Kamala Manjari. And Ananga Manjari is taking him to meet Rupa Manjari, Lalita, like this. And what does it say there? He says, this is so beautiful. He says that Ananga Manjari introduces Kamala Manjari to Rupa Manjari, who's asking, who's this? Oh, this is an inhabitant of Navadvip, wants to be the maidservant of Srimati Radhika, like this. And please accept her. And please initiate her into the path of Raganuga Bhakti. Please help her. So it says, this is what I like. He says, so then Rupa Manjari puts her Kripa Hasti, her hand of mercy, on the body of Kamala Manjari. This is Leela, because of course Kamala Manjari is actually Nityasiddha. And she infuses within her Rag Marg, the intense desire, Rag, so she can become a Ragatmika, like this, and in the intense desire to perform Rupa Nuga Bhajan. This is high, but still, Rupa Nuga Bhajan. So there's much more to come. This is like the level of Bhav, you see? Because then what happens, they call it this trance, or whatever you call it. He doesn't quite know what to call it, the translator. Breaks. And once again, he's Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But now he has what he needs to be able to do Rupanuga Bhajan. He's met, and he's had the separation. He has the intense desire, like this. Is that me? Huh. Like this. So we're praying at least when we're going, that we can qualify to have some mercy come. So we can feel what? Some separation. Intense separation. And some desire to attain direct darshan, direct residence, like this. And we're just begging for the mercy of the residence of Vrindavan. Please, please make me like you. Somehow let me want to become part of your family. I'm actually part of your family by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all. You know, I'm aspiring Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava, but I don't really feel it. And I still think about my material family probably more than I think about my spiritual family. Or at least maybe, they're not enough. Am I really seeing that Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they are the acharyas of Kinkari Bhav, Manjari Bhav. Vrindavan is their property. We cannot live here, we cannot reside here without their mercy, without them allowing us to be part of their family. And now we had some entrance, right? We have some sambandha by the mercy of Sri Guru. But are we really an acceptable part of the family? Are we like somebody they're really proud of? Are there somebody that they really want to, We want to become respectable part of the families that they're really proud of, and that they, like this, and that they want us to be with them and assist them in their service to Srimati Radhika. Maidservants at their lotus feet, assisting them in their praying service. That's our goal. Our goal is the lotus feet of our Guru Sakis. That is our ultimate goal. Assisting them. It's not that we're going for direct association with Srimati Radhika and Krishna. That comes as part of being the maidservant of our Guru, and then our Guru will sometimes say, okay, you go do this. But it's always anugatya, always under guidance of Sri Guru. So it begins with Guru Seva and it ends with Guru Seva. Down here we're in Seva of Bhajana Kriya. We maybe not even haven't come to Nishta yet. Up there is Prem, Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag. Like this. But Guru Seva is the beginning, middle, and end. And what is it? With affection. Not just, okay, like a robot, okay. No, affection. Gratitude. What? All of our suffering, every single bit of suffering will be finished. Because the suffering of separation is really ananda. It's spiritual, Satchit Ananda. It's not suffering like the material world. The suffering in the spiritual world is completely different. And we shouldn't be afraid of it like that, And we should, and also with Sri Guru, we should be so grateful that he's brought us the highest treasure. He's going to manifest who we really are. And so unconditionally, we should try to carry out his instructions. And when we can't, we should understand that he still loves us. This is the difference between the Sri Guru and, our material relations, right? Because lots of times when we can't do what they want, they get really angry, and it's not a compassionate angry at all. They really, it's and in the material was friends and enemies like this. Guru is always compassionate. Never friends and enemy. Never, I don't like you because you did this, this, and this. No. But Sri Guru may have to chastise and punish, but it's out of love and affection, so that we will someday someday be free of all this conditioning, all this anartha, all this covering to who we really are, and we can be ourselves. He's so sad to see that, oh, look at this little spirit soul, this little manjari, actually, potential manjaris, look at what's there. What's covered, what's blocking. He feels so sad, like this. That's why they come. They come, So if we don't, take it seriously, then what is that? Prabhupada said, Mudha. Mudha, that means fool. Number one fool. We accept $10 when we were getting unlimited lakhs of dollars, Yeah. So we need to hear, because if we don't hear about what's being offered, then of course we won't have so much desire for it. So if we hear the Harikatha of the pastimes of Srimati Radhika, of Krishna, of Rupa Manjari, what to speak of Satchidanand Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who is a combination form, and of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and we think, wow, yes, I want to be like that. Yes, I'm tired of kind of being this conditioned soul that's got all these lust, anger, greed, envy, jealousy. This is just not acceptable. It's not making me happy. It's certainly not making anybody else happy. So we have to wake up. Because the problem with the conditioned, as us conditioned souls, is that we're asleep. And that's why Mahaprabhu says, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. I brought you the message, chant Hare Krishna. And when we start chanting Hare Krishna, and we start hearing Harikatha, especially Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, and we start waking up. And the thing is so beautiful, isn't it? When you're waking up, and you start hearing Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you think, wow, that's really true. That's really true. It's really not something new, but you were just asleep. It was there. It was just there. But we hadn't realized, isn't it? Just like for us conditioned souls, whether we're Western, Indian, doesn't matter. Pretty much nowadays, everyone in the material world, except for the descending pure devotees, they do not actually really realize, they may believe intellectually, but realize karma and reincarnation and the eternal soul. All of us think, I'm this one life, this is it, I should enjoy it now because there isn't any more lives, and that's that. That's really the condition of everyone everywhere, even in India. This is a huge disease. Even though we've heard, I believe in reincarnation, I believe in karma, but really, no. No, when something happens to us, negative, someone's really mean to us, immediately we usually get upset, we get hurt, or else we get angry, and we want to retaliate, or cry, or whatever. Instead of remembering, it's coming to me because of my past activities. I have brought this on myself. I have no enemies. That person didn't do it. They're just the instrument for what my past karma is. When we can really, really practice this, then we'll be able to do bhajan. We won't be disturbed. Until we can practice Tattena Kampam Sushamikshimano, which is coming from our Adi Guru, Lord Brahma himself, when he was asking forgiveness from Krishna after he committed a big offense of stealing the cows and the cowherd boys, he himself is giving us the advice. And then we'll inherit what? Muktipad, the lotus feet of Mukunda. Service, like this. But until we can finally accept, no, I am very sinful, actually. I've done so many things. Not me, but, we have to take responsibility for the fact that we chose ignorance over spirituality. We chose to come to the material world. We chose to become covered by ignorance. We chose to think we're the body and do all kinds of nonsense and try and engage in sense gratification. We have to take responsibility like that. And Trinadapi Suni. That's humility. When we can finally feel deeply humble. I'm so sorry, Krishna. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry, everyone, that I've done some violence to with my words, my activities, my thoughts, anything. I'm sorry. Please forgive me like this. And then be so tolerant. Because it's going to come, it's going to come. And then last week we talked about how when Krishna sees, when the devotee comes to this platform, to the height of this, offering all respects, not chant, then his heart melts. Krishna's heart melts. Radharani's heart melts. Guru's heart melts. And he says, oh, you suffered so much for me. So much for me. I can't give you anything material because you don't want it. No, you don't deserve that. So what happens? He gives himself. Isn't it? He gives his service. That's why he says he's indebted. Because all devotee wants by that time is service, service, service. Just service. You see? So if we tolerate, because this is the instruction that is the basis for us to be able to chant properly. To come to this platform for the pleasure of Shri Guru. And we've all, it's so hard. As soon as someone, someone just, and gets Krishna doing it. It's busy. Ooh, it's one or the other. It's either anger or pity for yourself, We aren't so much, if someone were to offer us $1 million, that's not such a big test, or, okay, you can go live in the most beautiful place in the world. What's that, Italy or something? Whatever, whatever. Yeah, I know. But, externally, so those aren't such big tests. But it's these tests that are so difficult. The interpersonal relationships, right, isn't it? So difficult. Especially, let's say, if you're married and you have someone with you 24 hours a day and you also have children. This is difficult. Or if you're like me, a brahmachari, but you live with community and your next door neighbor happens to hate you, and so, and you already go and you think, These are the big tests. So we pray for this, for Srimati Radhika to please shower her mercy on. She is the most humble. She is the most, because she has the most prema. Prema and humility go hand in hand. The last verse of Shikshashtakam we know. That's, whatever you do, whatever your mind on. So we should become like that. Shri Guru, whatever you send my way. You're the abode of auspiciousness. Guru is made of auspiciousness. Mahaprabhu is made of auspiciousness. All of them. And everything that's coming to us is coming by their mercy. So why would we not, we should think that when this person's coming along going, we should think this is very merciful. Shri Guru is sending this. When we will come to this point, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I was told this Leela, there was one when he would come out of his mat, Chaitanya Mat, there in Navadvip, in Mayapur, there was one Panwala there. And this Panwala hated him and would always curse him and all this stuff and say this stuff. Every time he'd go out, to go on a walk, do anything. So finally this Panwala passed away. And the devotees were so happy. And they came and told Bhakti Siddhanta, right? Oh, he's passed away. And what was Bhakti Siddhanta's response? My best friend has just left. Who else is going to chastise me? And that wasn't just a joke. That was real. So, this is the essence of understanding Shri Guru, and everything's coming to us by the mercy of Shri Guru, because we have Shri Guru. If we don't have Shri Guru, then it's just the stringent laws of material nature. It's just karma. And that's very difficult. Very difficult. That's difficult. But with Shri Guru, it's all coming by his mercy, so that we can go back home, back to Godhead as soon as possible. That's why everything's coming. But our problem is we still want to enjoy materially. And we don't want to go back home, really. We say we kind of do, but actually when it comes right down to someone going like this to you, we'd rather, oh, that wasn't very enjoyable. Instead of, oh, thank you, I deserve that. It's better, it's not as bad as it could have been for what I did, So our consciousness needs to be transformed. So we're in the process, this bhakti yoga, the bhakti lata, it's a transformation of consciousness. It's a transformation. It's a growth. And we want to be here. And it will come. And it can be in this lifetime. Just recently, I just heard a lecture, Srila Prabhupada. And within that lecture, someone is asking him a question. He says, can we go back home back to Godhead? Or if we don't go back home back to Godhead in this lifetime, will you come back for us? And we've heard this many times, but this time, Prabhupada, he slammed, and he went, yes, don't make me come back. You finish your business in this lifetime, don't make me come back. So it's possible. And he says impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. Anything's possible. And they can do it if we want it. They can put their hand on our head and they can just think of us and it can all go. That's an example, as we always talk about in Bring Up Bhagavatamrita. Gop Kumar put his hand on the head of Jana Sharma and everything came to him. He didn't have to go through everything Gop Kumar went through. We have to believe it. So, it's too high. I'm too fallen. Well, I'm too fallen. I'm so insignificant and Krishna Guru can't purify me. That's pride, actually. That's so ignorant. What do you mean? He can purify a whole universe. What to speak of me? So that's a cop-out. That just means we want sense gratification. We don't want prema. So we pray, please let me want prema. Please let me want this. Please let me want. Oh, please let me want to serve you, Gurudev. Please, please, please. Okay, I think we'll stop here. Yeah. Jai. Yeah. Brajmanda Parikama ki jai ho. We're all praying for the mercy of Srimati Radhika and her Sri Gurus that have come as a Rupanuga Guru Varg, Swarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda, all of her Sakis. They're here to give us so much mercy. And Vrindavan Dham.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Jaya Gandharva Giridhari, Gandharva Giridhari Radhe.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Vanchakalpatavista Kripa Sindhu Vyavita Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.